Imagine walking into a house that smells like a wet dog, has a family of raccoons living in the attic, and the owner wants $2 million for it. Oh wait, wrong industry. Let's try that again. You think the world of luxury is all about champagne and golden watches? Welcome to Level 1. Here, your job title says Junior Marketing Associate, but your actual job is the human steam machine. You spend 14 hours a day in a windowless room, making sure that exactly 42 luxury handbags are aligned on a shelf with a ruler. If one is off by a millimeter, the creative director will scream in a language you don't even recognize. At this level, you don't get a discount. You get the privilege of breathing the same air as a $50,000 suitcase. Your diet consists of office espresso and the leftover catering from events you weren't invited to. You tell your friends you're in the fashion industry, but you're mostly just carrying boxes of hangers. Did you know that luxury brands often burn their unsold bags instead of giving them a discount? It's called preserving brand equity, and your job is to throw the $4,000 leather into the incinerator while crying inside. Congratulations, you didn't quit. Welcome to Level 2. You are now a store manager for a flagship boutique. You finally have a suit that costs more than your first car. Now you've learned the most important skill in the world, the luxury stare. It's the look you give a customer to see if their shoes are expensive enough to deserve a hello. At Level 2, you are a master of artificial scarcity. A customer wants the new steel sports watch with the octagonal bezel. You have 3 in the safe, but you tell them there's a 5-year waiting list. You realize the game isn't about selling products, it's about selling a relationship. You tell the client they need to buy 3 ugly gold watches they don't want just for the chance to buy the one they actually like. You spend your nights texting millionaires, wishing them happy birthday and sending them flowers, praying they'll spend another $100,000 this month so you can hit your commission and finally pay your own rent. Welcome to Level 3. You've left the shop floor and moved to the headquarters. Your title is Head of Product Allocation. You are now the god of the waiting list. You decide who gets the $100,000 watch and who gets told to try again next year. You receive gifts from billionaires, bottles of wine that cost more than your rent, just so you'll move them up the list for a Birkin bag. You realize that sold out is just a marketing term. The warehouse is full, but you keep it empty to drive the prices up on the secondary market. You're not selling leather, you're selling FOMO, fear of missing out. Level 4, the brand director. Now, you don't care about customers. You care about vibrancy. You spend $5 million on a 30-second fashion show in a desert just to get 10 seconds of attention on TikTok. You are the one who signs the contracts for the brand ambassadors. You pay a K-pop star $10 million to wear your watch for one afternoon. You don't care if they like the watch. You only care about their 100 million followers. You start attending the G7 of fashion, secret meetings with other directors where you agree to raise prices by 15% at the same time, just because you can. You realize that the cost of production is $50, but the price of luxury is whatever you say it is. Level 5, the puppet master. At this level, you don't work for a brand, you own the brands. You are the invisible emperor of aesthetics. You sit at a table in Paris looking at a map of the world and decide that yellow is the color of next year. 6 months later, from Tokyo to New York, millions of people are wearing yellow thinking it was their own choice, but it was yours. You don't buy leather anymore, you buy the farms that raise the cows. You don't buy silk, you buy the entire supply chain in Italy. You realize that luxury isn't about quality, it's about control. You control who feels rich and who feels poor. You can destroy a competitor just by buying the factory they use and closing it down. You've reached the top of the pyramid, you own the vineyards, the hotels, the private islands, and the magazines that tell the world you're a genius. Your net worth is tied to the vanity of the human race, and business is booming because people will always want what they can't have. You are the architect of a dream that costs $10,000 a piece. But as you sit in your marble office looking at your $2 million watch, you realize the irony. You spent your whole life building an empire of status only to realize that at the very top, there's no one left to impress. You are the king of a world made of gold-plated mirrors. So, next time you see that famous logo and feel the urge to spend your paycheck just to feel special, remember me. I'm the one who made you want it. If you want to see the dark side of more industries, make sure to follow the journey. There are many more levels to climb. See you in the next one.